Hello everyone. I welcome you in the virtual classroom of Managerial Economics. We are discussing the second part of our first unit, that is demand forecasting, and in this unit we are discussing the methods of demand forecasting. You know, methods of demand forecasting are divided into three categories, that is survey method, statistical methods and other methods. In last lecture we have completed survey methods and now we are moving towards other methods of demand forecasting. In other methods, again there are three sub methods, that is controlled experiment, test marketing and barometric method. Now let us discuss in detail other methods of demand forecasting. First one, controlled experiment. The name itself suggests that what a firm can do under controlled experiment. You must be knowing the meaning of the word, that is experiment. Experiment simply means doing trial and error, means we are trying something and if we are getting the result we will be happy with it and we will apply in a real life situation. That is experiment simply means trial and error, but here it is written controlled experiment, means we are doing experiment in a controlled situation. In context of demand forecasting, controlled experiment simply means we are doing marketing experiment in a controlled situation. See, this is the basic definition of controlled experiment. Let us see what is written here. Under this method, different determinants of demand are varied and price and quantity relationships are established at different points of time in the same market or different market. See what is written here, the different determinants of demand. You know what are determinants of demand? Price of the product, taste and preferences of consumer, price of substitute, income of consumer, and the like. Yeah, there is a endless determinants are there which affect the demand. So what we are doing here, we are picking up one of the determinant. We will choose one of the determinant and other determinant, other factors we will keep constant, and we will see what is the effect of demand determinant. Okay, if you want to take any example, then first of all you just imagine that you are selling in a total Gujarat market. You are selling in a total Gujarat market. You want to know that what will be the effect of advertisement campaign. Then first of all what we need to do, we will divide the market, like Saurashtra region is there, then Kutch region is there, and the Gujarat region and South Gujarat region is there. Means we are dividing total market into 4 or 5 parts or in a different category. Now what we will do, that we will choose one of the market segment. Mind it well, we will choose only one of the market segment. Other market segment will remain constant, means in that segment we will not do any kind of change. Now suppose you are choosing the Saurashtra region and you want to know the effect of advertisement campaign. So what will you do? You will give advertisement only for the Saurashtra region, means you will give advertisement which is accessible only to the Saurashtra region. You must be knowing that ad campaign is having a certain kind of impact on a demand. So you will check that after giving advertisement, what is a change in the demand of Saurashtra region. If the demand will increase, what will you do? The ad that you have given in the Saurashtra region, that you will give in a full market to have a more demand, to have increased demand in total market segment. Got it? You have done experiment regarding advertisement in Saurashtra market region. Getting it or not? So this is an experiment. Now why controlled experiment? Because you have just changed only advertisement. You have not changed your price, you have not changed the shape and color of your product, you have not changed the features of your product. All other things, all other factors of demand are constant and you have just changed one of the factor to know its effect on a demand. If the effect is positive, you will apply the same in a total market, otherwise you will try some other factor. Say for example, due to advertisement you are finding no changes in your demand, means in Saurashtra region you have given a particular kind of ad and you are not finding any change in the demand, then you will choose another criteria. Now you may wanted to try with the price. What will you do? You will decline a price only for the Saurashtra region, because the Saurashtra region is your experimental field. Now, after reducing of price, you will notice what is a change in the demand for Saurashtra region. If there is a positive change, then you will decline your price for a total market. But again, if there is no change in the demand, then it is a useless to reduce a demand. You will try another factor of demand. Getting it? You are doing experiment with different factors affecting demand, choosing one of the factor and keeping other factors constant. If the if the result is positive, you will apply that experiment in total market, otherwise you will change your experiment, means you will do experiment with other factors of demand. See again what is written here: the different determinants of demand are varied. Means first experiment we have done regarding the advertisement campaign. If that experiment is successful, then no worry, but if that experiment is not successful, then we have taken price as an experimental factor. Getting it? So different factors affecting demand are varied and price and quantity relationships are established. Means at after changing the demand determinant, what is a change in the demand? Means whether your demand is increasing, whether the quantity demanded is increasing or quantity demanded is decreasing. So what we are doing? We are establishing the relation between the experiment and the quantity demanded. Getting it? So this is a basic idea, a basic definition of controlled experiment. Now let us see what is written here. Only one determinant is varied and other kept constant and controlled. Yes, definitely. I have given you example that in first experiment we have just only changed the advertisement campaign. All other factors are kept constant. In second experiment, we have done the change in the price and all other factors are kept constant. So only one determinant is changed and other determinants are kept constant. When we are keeping other determinants constant, means we are controlling other determinants. Thirdly, it is written that it helps in generating elasticity coefficient. See, this is not the stop for the explanation, but this is the advantage. See, this is the only advantage of this method. So I haven't written in a separate column, that is advantage. I have included here only because there is only one advantage. What is written here? It helps in generating elasticity coefficient. You must be knowing the definition of elasticity. Elasticity simply means percentage change in price which results into percentage change in demand. So what we are finding here, that which determinant is having more impact on demand and which determinant is having less impact on demand. According to our example, first we have done experiment with advertisement campaign. Okay, now suppose due to advertisement campaign the number of unit increased is 12,000, means sharp increase we have seen, that is 12,000 unit. Now suppose second time we are doing demand controlled experiment and we are changing price, and due to price we are seeing that the sharp increase of 15,000 unit. I am repeating, due to change in advertisement there is increase in unit, that is 12,000. but due to change in price there is increase in unit, that is 15,000. So which factor is having more effect on demand? Definitely it is a price. So this is what elasticity coefficient. Elasticity coefficient simply means which factor of demand is having greater impact on unit demanded, and which factor is having lesser impact on unit demanded. So this is all about controlled experiment. Now let us see disadvantage of this method. First disadvantage is still relatively new and untried method. Have you ever heard about this method any before? This is the first time when you are accessing, when you are having encounter with this method. This is the first time when you are hearing about this method. So this method is relatively new. So many industrialists are not knowing about this method, and due to unknown of this method is not that much applicable in a market. So it is less known and less tried method. Then secondly, it is written that experiments are expensive as well as time consuming. Definitely experiment always results into a costlier affair, and that too it is a time consuming. Why? Let us first of all understand why experiments are expensive. See, to do the experiment, first of all you need to divide your total market into different segments. According to our example, we have divided the total Gujarat market into different categories, that are Saurashtra region, Kutch region, then Gujarat region and South Gujarat region. Yes or no? So even the dividing market is also a costlier affair. Then secondly, we will do the experiment. So at the time of doing experiment, we need to hire some researchers whom we will pay salary. So salary will increase and it will result into a costlier affair. So experiments are expensive. Secondly, it is time consuming. Yes, definitely. Suppose you have prepared one advertisement campaign. You will show this advertisement campaign in a Saurashtra region. Then you will notice what is the reaction of customer. So at least for the enough time of period, you need to continue with the advertisement campaign to notice, to come to a conclusion about the reaction of customer. It is not like that you have prepared advertisement campaign and you will show it only for one day and you will record the reaction and you will apply in a total market. Not at all. When you are trying the advertisement campaign, then at least you need to continue with this experiment till 2 months to 6 months to record the reaction of customers. After 2 to 6 months, if you are getting positive reaction, then you are applying in a total market. So up to 2 to 6 months, this is totally an experimental timing, and after passing this 2 to 6 months, you are coming to a conclusion. So this method is time consuming as well as expensive. The third disadvantage written here is this method is risky, may lead to unfavorable reaction on dealers, consumers, competitors, etc. Yes, definitely. See, when you are doing an experiment, it means you are not doing experiment within a four wall, in a secret manner. You are doing experiment in an open market. So when you are doing an experiment, every other component of the industry will be knowing that you are doing an experiment, be it your consumer, be it your dealer, be it your retailer, and be it your competitor. So whosoever is having interest in your organization, everyone will be knowing that you are doing an experiment. So it may happen that some of them may be favorable to you, may be positive for your organization, and some of them may be unfavorable, who are always thinking negative about your organization. So when you are doing experiment, they got a chance to deteriorate your experiment, and to deteriorate your result of experiment so that you don't come to any conclusion. Say for example, you are doing experiment related to change in a product's shape. Getting it? You are doing experiment related to change in the shape of the product, and this experiment is known to your competitor. So what they will do, see, this is change in the shape of a product is kind of modernizing your product, is kind of changing your product. So what they will do, they will launch altogether a new product which is advanced than your experiment, which is advanced than your change in the shape. So what will happen that after knowing the reaction of your customer, whether change in the shape of product is liked by customer or not, the customer will be having an upgraded product from your competitor. So what will be the result of doing this experiment? When they are having upgraded product, then total our experimental efforts will go in vain. Even if the result will come positive, it will not be accepted in total market because the total market is now having an upgraded product. Getting it? So this method is risky because competitor may deteriorate your experiment. Your dealer, your consumer sometimes may be unfavorable. See, what happened with the consumer? Say for example, you are doing experiment with the price. Say for example, in Saurashtra region, just for the sake of experiment, you have reduced the price of the product. Now you are doing this in an open market, so it will be definitely known to the consumer who are residing in Kutch region, Gujarat region and South Gujarat region. What they will feel that company is selling in a less price to the Saurashtra region and company is selling in a more price to us. So all other customers will be unfavorable towards the company, which is totally a disastrous situation for the organization. Then thirdly, it may not be liked by dealers as well. Sometimes what happens, companies are doing experiment related to distribution channel, whether to go for zero level channel or to go for one level channel. Means if a company is having plan to reduce their channel of distribution, and while doing this experiment, if your dealers and retailers somehow come to know, then definitely they will become unfavorable to your experiment, because after your experiment they will become jobless if you come to a conclusion to try zero level channel. Yes or no? So these experiments are risky. Why risky? Because we are doing in an open market, and doing in an open market means shouting in a market that what we are doing, and this is not the way of doing business. In business, all the moves and counter moves are kept secret so that others cannot deteriorate it. So this is the biggest limitation of this method. Then next disadvantage is there is a great difficulty in planning the study. Yes, definitely. When you are doing experiment, you need to plan your experiment in advance. The first step is to divide your market. To divide a market is also not a child's play. It requires a huge study that in which part we need to divide a market. Then secondly, you need to hire a researcher. You need to choose which method, which determinant you want to try. So in planning this experiment is also a time consuming, and it also requires a skill as well. Then difficult to satisfy the condition of homogeneity of market. See, again, this is the second biggest limitation of this method, homogeneity. What do you mean by homogeneity? Homogeneity simply means similarity of the market. See, what happened that when you have divided the market in Saurashtra region, in Gujarat region, in South Gujarat region and Kutch region. Now suppose you are having a business of clothes. What? Business of clothes means you are having a plan to launch an western clothes. Now suppose you have tried this western clothes in a Gujarat region, According to other regions, this Gujarat region, which covers the Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat, and the like, which is considered as a developed area, definitely they will like your Western clothes. Now, suppose you, just because of the positive reaction of this Gujarat region, you are launching this Western clothes in the Kutch region, who are very conservative and poor, they will not like it. That if we are getting positive reaction from one of the region of market, it doesn't mean similar reaction we will get in the other markets. Why? Because the separation of market may not having the same characteristics. You may have done market segmentation in a wrong way. Whatever the characteristics you find in a Saurashtra region, the same characteristics you may not find in a other regions. See, I have given you a very simplest example of only Gujarat. When companies are doing experiment, they must not be selling product in just one state. They are selling in a total nation. And you know that in India we are having a huge diversity. From Gujarat to Assam, the population is totally different. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the population is totally different. So the biggest task in market experiment, in this controlled experiment, is to divide a market in a homogeneous character. But this is the biggest limitation. You will not find any market who are having a homogeneous character. So simply means whatever the experiment, whatever the result of experiment we are getting may not be applicable, may not be as it is in a total market. So this is all about the controlled experiment. I am repeating again that controlled experiment having only one advantage and so many 5 disadvantages are there. Now let us see the second method of demand forecasting, that is test marketing. Now again, the name of this method suggests that what we are doing here, we are doing test of the product. Specifically, I would like to recommend that test marketing is useful only for launching a new product. See, this is somewhat similar to controlled experiment, but here we are not doing experiment. Rather, we are not trying different determinants of demand, but we are just launching a product in a market. If it is liked by customer, we will launch in a full market, otherwise not. Let us see what is written here. The product is launched in a few selected cities or towns to check the response of customers towards the product. On the basis of such response, the firm decides whether to commercialize the product on a large scale or not. See, this is the whole idea about test marketing. What we are doing, we are launching a product in a few selected cities to check the response of consumer. See, this is what done by the Tata Nano. When the Tata Motors have decided to launch Nano in a market, they have not launched Nano in a total India. They have just launched in a Mumbai only. After launching in a Mumbai, they have recorded the reaction of customers. That customer liked the product. Okay, now we will launch in a full market. So this is what and test of the product, whether the product is liked by customer or not. Let me give another example. Let's suppose you are doing a business of chalk stick. What? Chalk stick. And you have launched a chalk of different colors. After launching a chalk of different colors in a market, you will record the reaction of consumer. See, if you find that customers are not liking the product, what will you do? You will ask them. Just because you have launched in one of the cities, you are having limited customer, so asking them will be an easier task. You will ask them why you are not liking the chalk stick. So they may respond that your chalks are not dust free. If you are launching a dust free chalk, then we will be liking it. So what they are doing, they are giving you suggestion, they are giving you opinion regarding modification of the product. What you have done, you have launched a colored chalk stick, and what opinion customers has given you to launch a colorful dust free chalk stick. So after recording this reaction, you will modify your product, you will produce a dust free colored chalk stick. Again you are launching in a same market. Now customer will be definitely liking it. If they will like it, means you will launch in a total market. Generally this type of experiments are done in the cloth market, in a fashion market. You must be knowing that fashions in India first come in the Mumbai and Delhi, and later on after 2 years it will be seen in a total India. But whatever the clothes, whatever the new trend come in the market, it will be generally there in the Mumbai and Delhi, specifically in Mumbai, because Bollywood industry is there. So other state, other cities will follow the trend of that particular city. So what we are doing in a test marketing, we are launching our product in a specific area to know the reaction of consumer. If consumer like the product, we will launch in a full market. If consumer don't like the product, we will ask them why they don't like, and we will modify the product, and again we will launch in a same area. If consumer will like it, we will launch in a total market segment. Getting it? Then it is written that on the basis of such response, the firm decides whether to commercialize the product on a large scale or not. See, sometimes what happens that even after noticing the reaction, the opinions of consumer, when you are launching your product second time, see, according to our example, I have given you the example of chalk stick, colored chalk stick, and consumer have given you opinion to produce dust-free colored chalk stick. So after modifying this product, when you will launch this dust free colored chopstick in a particular market region, it may happen you are not getting the enough response from the consumer. You are not the result is not up to the mark, your result is not up to your expectation. Then what to do? You just need to drop out the idea. You should focus on totally another product, whether to commercialize or not. So by this way, this test marketing will give you commercializing means what? Whether to launch in a full market or not to launch. If the response will be favorable, the product will be commercialized. If the response will be negative, then product will not be commercialized. Means you will drop the idea of launching a product. Then the test marketing must be performed with utmost care. The marketer must select those areas for testing that depicts the true image of the overall market. Again, the same limitation that we have find in the controlled experiment simply means homogeneity of market. See, when you are launching a product in a market, say for example, the first cloth you have launched in a Mumbai region, then definitely you cannot say that if the people of Mumbai like your clothes, it means that the people of total India will like your clothes, because Mumbai is such an modern and developed kind of city, and rest of the India is having a conservative nature. So whatever the clothes are can be weird in a Mumbai, the same kind of clothes cannot be weird in other states. Yes or no? So what we should what we should concern that when we are launching a product in a market, that market should represent the characteristics of total market. It should not be like that your test marketing segment is totally different than your total market segment. Now let us see the advantage of test marketing. It helps the firm to test and try the product beforehand. Yes, it helps the firm to test. In test marketing, we are testing our product only beforehand. Beforehand simply means it may happen that without launching in a selected market region, if you have launched in a total market and suppose customer don't like it, then your total production will go in vain. Yes or no? So it will help you to know the reaction beforehand. It will help you to know, to test your market, to test your product, and it will help you to know the reaction of product beforehand. Then secondly, test marketing enables the firm to look at the pros and cons of the product. Yes, when you are launching a product, if consumer will like it, then there is a very brighter side of your product. And if consumer don't like it, then definitely some limitations are there, some cons are there with your product. At an early stage and make decision on whether to continue with the product or drop the product idea very much before the commercialization. That is exactly related with my example of chalk stick. See, you have launched a colorful chalk stick, but consumer didn't like it. So what you have done, you have just changed your product, you have modified your product, and you have launched a dust free colored chalk stick. So it will help you to know that whether you should commercialize your product or drop the idea of your product. Again, you can say that this method is Taylor's trial. Why Taylor's trial? See, when we are purchasing a ready-made cloth, what will happen with the ready-made clothes? It does not fit you exactly to your size. You need to do some alteration, and for doing alteration you are going to the tailor. Yes or no? So what we are doing in this test marketing, we are launching a product in a selected market region, and from the opinion of consumer we are modifying. So when we are modifying, we are doing alteration to fit it to the needs of consumer. That is why this method is also known as Taylor's trial method. Now let us see the disadvantage of this method. Firstly, it is written that this method is time consuming process as it is required to be carried out for a long period of time in order to obtain the reasonable result. Yes, definitely when you are doing test, it is not a 1 day test or not a 1 week test. You need to continue for a enough time of period to get the response of your customer. See, when Tata has launched Nano in the Mumbai market, it was after 2 months from the launch of Mumbai, they have launched in the total India. So that 2 months, sometimes the test marketing result from 2 to 6 months and from 1 year also. You must be knowing that that specifically happens with the fashion market. Whatever the fashion happens in the Mumbai, after a year or two, it that distributed in a total India. And sometimes whatever the fashion we are having in this Gujarat Rajkot region, at that time it becomes outdated old fashion in a Mumbai. So this is a total time consuming. Sometimes you are testing your product for a longer period of time. Secondly, due to such a long time gap, competitors may manipulate the test marketing process and make the result unreliable. See, when you are launching a new product in a selected market segment, it cannot be like that your competitors will not know it. It will be definitely known to your competitors. So what happened? When you are launching your product in a selected market segment, your competitor will see what is your product, and they will make their product which is updated than your product. And when you will launch in a total market, before your launching they will launch in a total market, so your product will be total redundant, unreliable. Then third disadvantage is there are chances of wrong selection of geographical areas that might not represent the true picture of the whole market. Yes, definitely what I told, that there should be homogeneity in a selected market segment. I told you that whatever the clothes is like in the Mumbai, this such type of clothes cannot be weared in other states of India. Yes or no? So when you are selecting a test marketing segment, you should select that segment which represent the characteristics of your total market. So this is all about your test marketing. We have today discussed two of the methods, that is controlled experiment and test marketing. In both of the methods we are doing experiment. In controlled experiment, we are doing experiment with each of the factor affecting demand, and in test marketing, we are doing experiment with only new launch product. So this is all about demand forecasting about today's lecture. Let us skip up to it, and the last method, that is barometric forecasting from other methods, we will discuss in next lecture.